Emotionally immature people. 7 tricks they use and how to outsmart them. Let's not waste time. If you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused, drained, frustrated, or like you were the one who did something wrong when deep down you know you didn't, there's a good chance you've just dealt with an emotionally immature person. They might look grown. They might sound grown. They might even be someone you care about deeply. But emotionally, they're operating like a child in an adult body. And the scary part? They don't play fair. Emotionally immature people don't show up with a red flag waving in the air. They come in quietly. Charming, funny, even helpful. But over time you start to notice patterns. You feel like you're always walking on eggshells. You can't express how you feel without them flipping it back on you. And the worst part? You start doubting yourself. That's how they win. They use subtle tricks to avoid responsibility, manipulate your emotions, and stay in control. But today we're going to pull the curtain back. You're going to learn the 7 tricks emotionally immature people use, and how to outsmart every single one of them. The first trick they use is blame shifting. This one is classic. Everything is someone else's fault. You try to express how their actions hurt you and they instantly turn it around. Suddenly you're apologizing for bringing it up. You say, "I felt really hurt when you ignored me," and they respond with, "Well, maybe if you weren't so sensitive I wouldn't have to ignore you." Boom. Conversation hijacked. Now it's about your sensitivity, not their behavior. That's how they escape accountability. The moment you bring up a valid point, they twist it until you feel like the problem. So how do you outsmart that? Stick to the facts. Stay calm. And don't take the bait. Say something like, "I understand you see it differently, but I'm telling you how it made me feel." Don't argue to win. You're not here to convince them. You're here to stand firm in your truth. The second trick is emotional deflection. This is when they do anything, to avoid sitting in a difficult emotion. You try to have a deep conversation, but suddenly they start cracking jokes, changing the subject, acting bored, or walking out. You open up about something personal and they say, "You're being dramatic," or "Let's not make this a big deal." Why? Because emotionally immature people can't sit in discomfort. They've never learned how to regulate real emotions. When they feel overwhelmed, even by normal conversations, they shut down or distract. And the effect? You feel dismissed. You feel like you can't ever bring up real issues without being brushed off. Over time you stop talking. You start bottling things up. And they go on thinking everything's fine. To outsmart this, don't chase the conversation. If they deflect, pause and say, "It's important to me that we talk about this. I'll wait until you're ready." Then give space. Don't argue or explain. Let silence speak for you. Let your boundaries speak. Third trick, playing the victim. This one is sneaky. You bring up something they did wrong and suddenly they're in tears, telling you how stressed they are, how you don't understand what they're going through, how everyone always attacks them. You came to talk about how they hurt you, and somehow you end up comforting them. This trick works because it makes you feel guilty. It makes you second-guess yourself. You say, "I didn't mean to upset you," and they run with that. Now you're the bad guy and they're the poor misunderstood victim. How do you outsmart it? Recognize when someone uses emotion to shut down accountability. Be compassionate, yes, but not at the cost of your own voice. You can say, "I'm sorry you're going through a lot, but this conversation is about how your behavior affected me." Say it once. Say it clearly. Then stop explaining. Emotionally intelligent people take responsibility. Emotionally immature people escape it. The fourth trick, silent treatment. Oh yes, the "I'm not mad, I'm just not talking to you" game. They don't yell. They don't fight. They just vanish. Cut off communication. Ignore your calls. Stay in the same room but act like you don't exist. All to punish you. This isn't healthy silence to cool off. This is power play. They know silence gets under your skin. They know you'll panic, overthink, maybe even apologize just to get them to talk again. That's exactly what they want. Control through withdrawal. How do you outsmart it? Don't chase them. Don't beg. Say calmly, "I'm here when you're ready to talk. I won't be engaging in the silent treatment." Then go live your life. Watch how fast the silence breaks when it no longer works on you. Fifth trick, triangulation. This is when they drag other people into your issues. You tell them something in private and suddenly your mutual friend knows. Or they say, "Well, everyone thinks you overreacted," or "Even your sister said you're difficult." They use other people's opinions, real or made up, to isolate you, confuse you, or force you into submission. Why? Because when they can't win one-on-one, they build a team against you. To outsmart this, ask for specifics. Say, "Who exactly said that? Can we talk to them together?" Watch how fast they backpedal. Also, protect your energy, keep your circle small. Don't feed private information to someone who thrives on drama. The sixth trick, constant criticism disguised as help. They never outright insult you. They just advise you, correct you, help you, until you no longer feel good about anything you do. You get a new job and they say, "That's good, but are you sure you're ready for it?" You post a selfie and they say, "Nice, but you look tired." You open up emotionally and they say, "You think too much." Over time, these little jabs chip away at your confidence. And when you finally call them out, they say, "I'm just being honest. Don't be so sensitive." That's how emotionally immature people hide behind brutal honesty. But real friends don't constantly tear you down. Real friends don't make you doubt your every step. To outsmart this, start recognizing that not all feedback is helpful. Some people just want to dim your light. Don't explain yourself. Don't argue. Simply say, "I didn't ask for feedback on that, but thanks." Then move on. Don't engage. And finally, trick number 7, gaslighting. This is the most toxic trick of them all. You bring up something they did and they say, "That never happened." You express how you felt and they say, "You're imagining things." You notice a pattern and they say, "You're just paranoid." They rewrite history, question your memory, and make you doubt your own mind. Gaslighting is psychological warfare. It's emotional abuse wrapped in false concern. And the worst part? It works. You start wondering if you really are too sensitive, too dramatic, too emotional. You start losing confidence in your own experiences. So how do you outsmart a gaslighter? Write things down. Keep notes. Trust your gut. When someone makes you feel like you can't even believe your own memory, step back and say, "I know what I experienced and I'm not going to argue about my reality." That sentence right there? It's your shield. Use it. Remember this. Emotionally immature people don't want connection. They want control. They want relationships that serve their ego. They want people who won't challenge them. They want you to play small so they can feel big. But the moment you wake up to these tricks, the moment you stop reacting emotionally, the moment you stop playing their game, they lose their power. You don't beat them by being louder. You beat them by being wiser, by staying calm, by setting boundaries, by refusing to let manipulation shape your decisions. Emotionally mature people know how to apologize. They know how to sit in discomfort. They know how to say, "You're right, I messed up and I want to do better." If someone in your life never says that, never grows, never owns their actions, it's time to ask yourself, why am I still letting them affect me? You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone access to your mind and heart if all they do is play games with it. You're not too sensitive. You're just waking up to the fact that emotional manipulation is not love. Outsmart them by being the opposite of what they expect. Be calm when they provoke. Be quiet when they expect you to fight. Be grounded when they want you to spiral. They'll say, "You've changed." And you'll say, "Yes, I outgrew manipulation."